Hello basketball coaches and basketball players, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I'm going to talk to you about how you can become a better basketball passer or a better passer in basketball, and these are my 5 tips today. Okay, so first and foremost, what you need to do if you want to become an amazing or great basketball passer is being able to dribble with your head up. The reason why you want to do this is because if you're dribbling with your head down, you don't know who's open for one, which means that you can't pass to them if you don't know who's open. And then second, you don't know when the double team is coming, which means that if you have the double team around you, it's going to be a lot harder to pass off. So going from there, when you're dribbling the ball up the court, keep your head up, and then also look down court. That's the second biggest tip that I can give you. Okay, so the second biggest tip is when you get a rebound, you get that ball, instead of just turning around and dribbling the ball, what you want to do is get that rebound, pivot, and look up the court. I always like to suggest to my players, look down the court first, while in your peripheral vision, you're looking for the outlet pass at the free throw line extended. So when you get that ball, off of a rebound, look down court first while still seeing what's going on over there, keeping the ball up so that no short players are stealing the ball from you. Keep that ball up and then bomb it down court if you have a player who's open. If you don't have a player who's open, that's when you go to the outlet player who may have a better angle than you do yourself. And this has to be done in a split second. You can't just get the rebound, go 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't see anyone, pass out. No, this is exactly the speed that you need to go at. You need to get that rebound, nobody, next. And nice and quick, just like that. You look down, there's nobody, outlet. Quick, quick, quick. Okay, going from there. The third tip I'm going to give you is when you're passing the ball, make sure that you're passing through the ball. That means that a lot of players, they just kind of flick the ball and kind of like try to get rid of it. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is when you get that ball and you want to pass it, you want to pass through the ball. You want to push the ball all the way through. Now, some coaches teach a two-handed pass, and then you push it like this, which is totally fine. If that's the way you pass, you totally can. I personally like to pass with my right hand or with my left hand. That way, I have a little bit more control over where that ball is going. I find, and now this can be controversial if you want to call it that, but I don't like to pass and teach my players how to pass with two hands because if, let's say, the right hand is a bit stronger than the left, it might just start angling out towards the left side. Meanwhile, if you pass the ball exactly how you would shoot it, which is with one hand and rolling it off that middle finger, it's going to help you have a straighter pass, and it may not be as strong, but it's going to be a lot more accurate. That's why you see in the all-star competitions in the NBA, none of them are passing with two hands. They're passing one hand towards the target, one hand. And that's the reason. They want to be accurate, and that's what one hand does for you. Okay, so now my fourth tip is knowing your offense. Knowing that, okay, hey, let's say in my offense we're running a horns high post screen. We're going to have the high post player set a screen for me, the point guard. So he's going to set that screen, and I know already that after I set that screen, I have the high post player on that side setting a screen for the wing. That wing's going to be cutting. I'm also going to be having a player rolling. Now you need to know, hey, that wing player is really good at using screens, so instead I'm going to be lobbing up the ball to that wing player who's cutting baseline because I know he's going to be open. And then also knowing where your players like to have the ball. So I'll give you an example of that too. So for example, for myself, I was always known as a really good shooter when it came to the club level. At the high school level, I was always stuck in the low post, so I wasn't really known as a shooter in high school until the later years. However, at the club level, AAU rep, I was known as a shooter, and I always liked the ball coming to my left hand first, whether it be from the left side or from the right side. I always liked it going to my left hand first. That way I can collect it and go in for my shot. Now, knowing where your players, your teammates are, and how they like to catch the ball is very important. So for example, myself, if I was cutting baseline and I was cutting with my hand up, I want that ball exactly where my hand is. I don't want it down here. I don't want to go reach for it. As a low post player, I hated being in the center of the key and saying, pass me the ball right here, but they pass it to me way down there, and I can't reach that, especially if I've got a 6'6" guy trying to push me out of the key. So you have to know where your players are. Also, my fifth tip for the day is to try not to pass when you're in the air, or try not to be in the air to pass the ball. I see so many players, even in the NBA, they'll go in and they'll jump up and then they get lost. Now in the NBA, there are plays where you would jump out of bounds. Even at the high school level, you can jump out of bounds to try and kick that ball out towards the wing player. Let's say his player cut down, he played some help defense. You can't go up for a layup now and he is open for the shot. Sure, you can jump out of bounds to get to him because he's wide open. You've already thought out this plan and you know what's going on. However, if you're driving towards the rim and you jump for absolutely zero reason just to pass the ball, what happens if all of a sudden that player gets caught and he's not open anymore and you're not in a position to shoot? You're stuck. You're going to land and it's going to be a travel. So if you're going to jump to pass, if you're driving baseline and you jump up to pass out towards the wing, make sure that you know what you're doing beforehand. You've already thought this out, and especially if it's part of the play, then you're all set. But if you're jumping for no reason to pass the ball, I see so many players at the younger level who drive. A tall player will come out to pop up, and he'll try to jump over him to pass to their other player. It just doesn't work out. It ends up being a travel 99% of the time. So with these 5 tips, I hope that you're able to become a better passer in basketball, and I hope that it helps you become a better player overall. I'll see you guys again tomorrow for another twice a day basketball video.